The backyard buzzed with the hum of summer. A lazy Saturday afternoon barbecue at our place. Nothing fancy, just friends sprawled across folding chairs, cold beers sweating in their hands, and the smoky tang of burgers sizzling on the grill. I'm Ethan, 31, a guy who spent the last decade clawing my way up from nothing with my food truck business. It's not glamorous, grease stains and late nights, but it's mine, built from a rusted-out truck and my grandmother's recipes. Successful enough to bankroll the $75,000 wedding my fiancée Lauren, 28, always dreamed of. 3 years together, one engaged, and I thought I knew her. That illusion shattered last Saturday. I'd been flipping patties, chatting with my buddy Jake about axle repairs, when I realized the cooler was dry. "Be right back," I called, jogging inside to the garage fridge. The kitchen window was cracked open, letting in the warm breeze and voices. Lauren's voice, sharp and smug, drifted up from the patio table below, where she sat with her two best friends, Harper and Mia. I stopped, hands on the fridge handle, beer forgotten. "God, I can't wait to be done with all this," Lauren was saying, her tone dripping with something I'd never heard before, at least not aimed at me. The food truck thing was cute at first, but, imagine telling people your husband runs a roach coach for a living? Laughter erupted, high and cruel. My chest tightened, but I couldn't move. Harper chimed in, "At least he's paying for the whole wedding. That's something." Mia snorted, "Yeah, and he's not completely horrible to look at. But what's the long-term plan here?" Lauren's voice dropped, conspiratorial, but I caught every word. "He's just a stepping stone, honestly. Once the wedding's paid for and everything's done, I'll give it a year max. My cousin's a divorce lawyer. She says I could probably get decent alimony since he owns his own business." More giggling, like they were plotting a heist. My hands froze, the cold metal of the fridge door biting into my palms. "You're so bad," Harper squealed, "but smart bad. Did you see his face when you picked that $6,000 dress?" "Oh my God, yes," Mia said. "He looked like he was gonna pass out, but he still said yes because he's desperate to keep me." Lauren's laugh was a knife twist. I stood there, rooted, as she kept going. "The other day he actually suggested we do a food truck catering station at the reception. Can you imagine?" I shut that down real quick, told him my dad would be embarrassed. That stung deep. Her dad, Tom, is a mechanic. We've cracked beers together in his garage, him raving about my pulled pork sliders. He never cared about the truck. But Lauren? She was spinning a different story. 2 more months of playing the perfect bride, she continued, then a year of playing house and I'm out. Maybe I'll meet someone at the country club where we're having the reception. Those membership fees must mean something, right? The words piled up like bricks, walling off the life I'd thought we had. My business, mid-5 figures, steady, my apartment, bought with my own cash, even the engagement ring I'd saved months for, all shredded in their laughter. "The ring's decent though," Harper said. "You could probably sell it after." "Nah," Lauren replied, "I'll keep it, trophy of my starter marriage." They cackled again and I felt my stomach churn. I don't know how I did it, but I grabbed the beers, shut the fridge and walked back outside. Lauren glanced up, smiling like nothing happened, and I forced a grin, flipping burgers while my hands shook. She sauntered over later, wrapping her arms around me from behind, her signature move when she wanted something, and murmured about videographers. "Whatever you want, babe," I said, kissing her cheek. She beamed, oblivious to the storm brewing inside me. I built my life from nothing. Now I'd build my way out of this too. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss more incredible stories. The next few days were a blur of normalcy, or at least the version of it I plastered on like a mask. Our apartment, a cozy 2-bedroom I'd bought with years of food truck profits, felt like a stage now. Lauren flitted around, scrolling through wedding Pinterest boards on her phone, tossing out ideas like confetti. A string quartet, a custom cocktail bar, a videographer with a drone. I nodded along, sipping my coffee, saying, "Sounds great, babe," while my mind churned. 3 years of memories, road trips, late-night talks, her laugh when I'd burned our first Thanksgiving turkey, were rewriting themselves into something uglier. Had it all been a performance? That barbecue conversation replayed in my head like a bad song on loop. Stepping stone. Roach coach. Alimony. Every word was a brick in the wall she'd built between us, and I'd been too busy grilling burgers to see it. But now I saw. And I wasn't about to let her walk all over me. I'd spent my life building things, my business, my home, my future. If Lauren thought she could tear it down for a quick payout, she'd underestimated the wrong guy. Sunday morning she was sprawled on the couch in her pajamas, hair in a messy bun, looking every bit the fiancé I'd fallen for. "Ethan," she cooed, holding up her phone, "the videographer I want just had a cancellation. It's $4,000 but it's so worth it, cinematic vibes, you know?" Her arms snaked around me from behind, her cheek pressed to my back. I could feel the calculation in it now, the way she'd done it 100 times before, a hug that always came with a price tag. My hands trembled slightly, gripping the counter, but I turned, kissed her cheek and said, "Whatever you want, babe." She grinned, triumphant, probably thinking I was still her clueless piggy bank. I wasn't. That afternoon while she napped, I started digging. My laptop hummed as I pulled up bank statements. Every wedding expense, all from my personal savings. Venue deposit, $10,000. Dress, $6,000. Catering deposit, $8,000. It added up fast, a small fortune I'd been proud to spend on her. Now it was evidence. I screenshot everything, saved it to a folder labeled taxes, so she wouldn't snoop. Then I checked the contracts. The wedding was 2 months out, August 27th, and most deposits were refundable up to 30 days before. A lifeline. I scribbled notes, call vendors. Verify terms. Keep receipts. Monday she was out with Harper and Mia, probably cackling over their latest scheme. I stayed home, grilling chicken for myself, the quiet letting me think. I'd always been the guy who fixed things, broken axles, burnt-out fryers, late deliveries. This was just another mess to clean up. I pulled out my phone and scrolled through texts she'd sent me over the past year. "You're my rock, Ethan," from last Christmas. "Can't wait to be your wife," after I proposed. Lies maybe, but I saved them anyway. If she wanted to play games, I'd play smarter. That night she came home bubbly, tossing her purse on the counter. "Harper says we need a photo booth too. It's only $1,200. She leaned into me expectant. I smiled tight-lipped and said, "Sure, let's look at it tomorrow." She didn't notice my hands clenching the dish towel or the way I watched her perform, touching my arm, gushing about our big day, like it wasn't her exit strategy. The rest of the evening was surreal. We watched some Netflix rom-com, her feet in my lap, while I mentally cataloged every move she made. She thought she had me wrapped around her finger. She was wrong. I wasn't some pushover who'd cry into his beer for months. I'd learned every lesson the hard way, hustling for my first truck, scraping by on ramen until the business took off. Now I'd teach Lauren a lesson about underestimating me. Step 1, play along. Step 2, build the trap. She'd see soon enough, this stepping stone was about to sink her whole damn plan. 2 weeks had passed since the barbecue, and the air in our apartment felt thick with unspoken tension, at least for me. Lauren didn't notice a thing, too busy flitting between wedding magazines and her phone, texting Harper and Mia about floral arches and champagne towers. I kept up the act, nodding at her ideas, flipping pancakes for breakfast, asking, "What about the cake flavors?" like I still cared. Inside I was a coiled spring, every day winding tighter. I'd been documenting everything, receipts, bank transfers, her offhand comments about my cute little truck, and it was piling up into a fortress of evidence. But last night the spring snapped. It was late, maybe 11 p.m., and I was in the kitchen, nursing a beer and scrolling through vendor emails. Lauren was on the couch, AirPods in, FaceTiming Harper. She thought I couldn't hear, probably forgot I was even there. Her voice floated over, sharp and gleeful. "God, Ethan is so clueless," she laughed. "He just transferred another $8,000 for the catering deposit. Can you believe this idiot actually sold his project car to pay for my dream wedding?" My blood turned to ice. That car, a '67 Mustang I'd been restoring for years, wasn't just metal and grease. It was late nights with my dad before he passed, a piece of me I'd let go for her. And she was laughing about it. I grabbed my phone, hit record, and leaned against the counter, silent as she kept going. "Once this is done, I'll have the perfect Instagram wedding to launch my influencer career. Who needs a mechanic husband when you can leverage a fancy wedding into something better?" Ryan from marketing's already been DMing me about opportunities. Ryan. Some slick suit from her real estate office, no doubt. My hands shook, but I stayed still, letting her bury herself. She hung up, oblivious, and went to bed humming. I sat there for an hour, replaying the audio, the rage hardening into something cold and precise. The next morning I moved. First stop, the venue, a swanky country club Lauren had insisted on. I met Sarah, the manager, in her office, a glass-walled box overlooking the manicured lawns. "I need to talk," I said, sliding my phone across her desk. I played the recording, showed her text-side screenshot from Lauren's phone, her bragging to Mia about upgrading after the wedding. Sarah's face twisted, disgust flickering in her eyes. "That's awful," she said. "What do you need?" I explained my plan: keep the booking but hold the $10,000 deposit in escrow. If Lauren tried to take over after I bailed, she'd hit a wall. Sarah nodded. "I've seen Bridezillas, but this? I'm in." Later, a text pinged from an unexpected number: Lauren's sister, Chloe. We met at a coffee shop, her hands fidgeting around a latte. "I've suspected something was off with her for a while," Chloe said, sliding her phone over. Screenshots from Lauren's private Instagram story: "Using what you've got to get what you want," with a winking emoji, posted days after the barbecue. "She's been like this since high school, using people, discarding them. I love her, but this is wrong, Ethan. I'll back you when it goes down." Her support was a lifeline I hadn't expected. That evening Lauren threw a fit. I'd suggested scaling back the flower budget. $5,000 for roses was insane, and she lost it. "You're ruining my special day," she screamed, storming out to Harper's Place. The old me would have chased her, apologized, caved. Instead, I used the quiet. Called vendors, explained the situation. Most were sympathetic, emailing refund agreements. Moved my savings to a new account she didn't know about. Dug through her desk for insurance papers and found her diary instead. "Ethan's so pathetically in love, he'll never see it coming," she'd written. "That stupid car had to go anyway. Who marries a guy who tinkers on weekends?" I closed it, jaw tight. 6 weeks to go. She'd learn what pathetic really meant. The clock was ticking, 6 weeks until the wedding, and I was knee-deep in the game now. Our apartment had become a battlefield of pretense, Lauren prancing around with fabric swatches and guest lists, me smiling through gritted teeth, nodding at her every whim. "Ethan, what do you think of gold table runners?" she'd ask, and I'd say, "Perfect," while my phone buzzed with notifications from a secret email I'd set up. I wasn't just playing along anymore, I was building a case, brick by damning brick. Every receipt, every text, every smug little comment she made about my greasy little empire went into the vault. I was done being her fool. The evidence was mounting fast. I tallied $23,000 in wedding expenses so far: venue, dress, flowers, all from my savings, all documented with photos of receipts snapped on my phone. Then I stumbled onto something bigger. Lauren had left her laptop open one night, and I saw it. A YouTube channel in progress, Lauren's Luxe Life, with unlisted videos of her filming wedding planning content. Keeping it intimate and private, she told me, all while staging shots of herself cooing over centerpieces for clout. The hypocrisy burned, but I saved the links, another nail for her coffin. Allies started emerging from the shadows. Mia, of all people, texted me late one night. "Ethan, I'm sorry, I didn't know how far she'd take it. She's done this before, used guys for what she could get. I should have warned you sooner." Too late, but her guilt was useful. She sent me old messages from Lauren, gloating about past conquests. Some poor sap she dated in college, drained his savings for a car, then dumped him. History repeating itself. Then Chloe caught Lauren flirting with Ryan at the grocery store, snapping a blurry photo of her giggling over avocados with him. "She's telling people you're controlling," Chloe warned. "Said it's why you're obsessed with the vendor contracts." Controlling? I just wanted transparency. Now I had leverage. Lauren's greed was my ace. She'd been pushing for more. $2,000 chandeliers, a $3,000 cake topper, saying, "It's just a few thousand more." I agreed, but with a twist. I had vendors draft new contracts in her name, not mine. She signed them, too busy preening to read the fine print. When I didn't show up, she'd be the one on the hook. She even bought a backup dress, $1,500 on my credit card. I disputed it with the bank, citing fraud, and smirked as the charge reversed. She didn't notice, too wrapped up in her fantasy. The hardest part was the act. Yesterday she'd curled up next to me on the couch, tracing circles on my arm, talking about our future. I'd stopped wearing my engagement ring when she wasn't around. A small rebellion, a reminder I was almost free. "You're the best, Ethan," she murmured, and I nodded, stomach churning. That night I found her diary again tucked under a stack of bills. "He's so easy to play," she'd scribbled. "6 more weeks, then I'm out." I closed it, hands steady now. She thought I was blind. She was wrong. Chloe kept feeding me intel, Lauren bragging to Harper about her post-wedding glow-up, planning to snag Ryan after the divorce. I recorded it all, videos synced to a cloud she couldn't touch. The trap was set, every angle covered. Screenshots, audio, canceled payments. The wedding was still on as far as she knew, barreling toward August 27th. I'd play the eager groom, flip burgers, kiss her cheek, all while the noose tightened. 6 weeks felt like forever, but I'd waited years to build my business. I could wait to bury her plan. When the day came, she'd learn kindness wasn't weakness, it was the bait. August 27th dawned crisp and clear, the kind of morning that should have felt like a fresh start. Instead, it was a reckoning. I woke at 6 a.m., made coffee in the quiet of my apartment. Lauren had stayed at Harper's for the bridal prep, and sat at the kitchen table staring at my phone. 4 weeks I'd prepped for this. A mass text, a video compilation of Lauren's betrayal, her laughing with Harper and Mia about me being her stepping stone, her gloating about the car I'd sold, her plans for Ryan, all stitched together with screenshots of their group chat, joking about upgrading after the wedding. I tested it, timed it, 3 minutes of pure, unfiltered truth. At 6:15 I hit send, to our families, the wedding party, our closest friends, then turned off my phone and headed to the gym. By 9 a.m. I was back, sweat-soaked and calm, sipping a protein shake on the couch. My backup phone, only Chloe had the number, lit up with her texts. "OMG Ethan, it's chaos at the church," she wrote. "Lauren's mom is screaming at her in the bridal suite, full banshee mode. How could you be so stupid to get caught? Not even mad about what she did, just that she got exposed." I grinned, picturing it. Lauren in her $7,000 dress, payment canceled last week, mascara streaking, her perfect day imploding. Chloe kept the play-by-play coming. Lauren tried saying the video was fake, but Mia threw her under the bus in the family chat, confirmed it all. Half the guests are leaving. The best part? Lauren had roped her parents into the scam. They'd put their credit cards down for non-refundable deposits, $30,000 worth, expecting our wedding money to pay them back. Now they were drowning, and her dad was melting down in the church parking lot, yelling about the charges. Chloe texted a photo, Lauren running out, dress billowing, screaming my name as mascara rivers carved her face. She forgot her cars at the salon, bridesmaids stuffed her into an Uber. I got it on video. I laughed, a sharp, bitter sound. She'd wanted drama. She got it. My phone, back on now, pinged with voicemails. Lauren's voice frantic. "Baby, please, they don't understand our love. I was joking with the girls, you can't do this." Then darker. "I swear Ethan, if you don't show up, I'll tell everyone you abused me." That was a mistake. I'd recorded every interaction for 2 months. Calm conversations, her tantrums, my steady, "whatever you want, babe." She had nothing. Harper left one too. "You ruined her life. She was gonna get you to buy a house, then divorce you for half." I saved it. Another confession for the pile. By 11 a.m., Chloe reported total collapse. Her mom's yelling at the planner for refunds, good luck with that. Harper and Mia tried sneaking out, but her aunts cornered them. They're pissed about the family rep. I'd felt a twinge for the guests, some had traveled far, so I'd called the reception venue days ago. "Serve the food anyway," I'd said. "No wedding, just lunch." They did, and Chloe texted, "People are eating, drinking at the open bar, gossiping like it's a soap opera. You're a legend." I didn't feel like one, just a guy who dodged a bullet. Lauren kept calling from random numbers, blocked each one. Chloe said she was breaking down, begging for closure. Closure? She'd planned to rob me blind, to kiss me while texting Ryan her exit strategy. I owed her nothing. The ring she'd flaunted? Cubic zirconia, swapped months ago when I'd first overheard her. She'd bragged about her 3-carat diamond to everyone. Hope she didn't try to sell it. 6 weeks of playing her game, and now it was over. She'd learn what happens when you bet against the house. A week had passed since I left Lauren at the altar, and the fallout was a wildfire I couldn't have scripted better. I'd retreated to my apartment, letting the world spin without me for a bit, but Chloe kept me in the loop with gleeful updates. My phone, Back on after the wedding day blackout, buzzed nonstop with texts from her, Lauren's losing it, Ethan. She's a mess. I didn't reply, just sipped my coffee and watched the chaos unfold from a distance. I'd built my life from scratch, grease, grit, and stubborn will, and I wasn't about to let her drag me down with her sinking ship. The morning after the wedding, Lauren showed up at my door. 6 a.m., still in part of her dirt-streaked wedding dress, pounding the wood like a madwoman. "Ethan, you had no right to humiliate me like this," she shrieked, mascara tracks carving her face. My doorbell camera caught it all, her wild eyes, her fists slamming, her voice cracking as she ranted about our love. My neighbor, Sam, called the cops, but she bolted before they arrived, tires squealing down the street. I saved the footage, another brick in the wall of evidence she couldn't climb. Her little gold digger posse was crumbling too. Harper's boyfriend saw the video I'd sent and connected the dots. She'd been plotting the same scam on him. Dumped her on the spot. Mia's husband started digging into their marriage, asking questions she couldn't answer. Chloe texted, "Their whole crew's imploding, Harper's crying to anyone who'll listen, Mia's hiding." I almost felt bad. Almost. Then I remembered them laughing at the barbecue, tearing apart my life like it was a game. They'd picked the wrong player. Lauren's job went next. Monday she had a meltdown at her real estate office. Coworkers asked about the wedding, innocent stuff, and she snapped. Screamed at them, threw a stapler at her manager's head, got escorted out by security. Her boss called me later, apologetic. She kept saying your family money would let her quit soon. I didn't know it was all a lie. I laughed. No family money here, just a food truck and a spine. She was unemployed now, saddled with $30,000 in credit card debt from those non-refundable deposits. Her perfect plan was ashes. Her parents were collateral damage. Chloe said her dad, Tom the mechanic I'd liked, called me voice-breaking. We worked extra jobs to put her through college, Ethan. Sold stuff to give her a good life. Now she's ruined us. They were selling their car to cover the wedding debt she'd racked up on their cards. Her mom wouldn't even look at her. Lauren tried spinning it on social media, sob stories about betrayal, but I countered with her own words. That video of her cackling, "Ethan's just a stepping stone, once it's paid for I'll find someone who matters," shut her down fast. Shares spread like wildfire. Her backup plan tanked too. Ryan, the marketing guy she'd flirted with, saw the videos. Messaged me on LinkedIn, "Thanks for the heads up, man. Dodged a bullet." Chloe caught her at her favorite bar, spinning lies about me being abusive. Chloe played the wedding planning clip, Lauren bragging about her scam, and the bar turned on her. She threw a drink, slipped, face planted into a table. Video went viral on local Facebook. Her apartment, gone. Couldn't pay rent without me. Her roommate posted for a replacement, and Lauren was moving back with her parents who could barely stand her. I didn't gloat, not outwardly. Business was up, people stopping by the truck to shake my hand saying, "Good for you, man." I booked a week at my lake house. Chloe handling the family fallout with too much glee. Lauren's life was rubble and I'd laid the dynamite. She kissed me, called me her soulmate, all while plotting her exit. Now she was out of moves. Checkmate. It's been a month since I left Lauren at the altar, and the dust has finally settled, or at least it stopped choking me. I'm sitting on the porch of my lake house, a cold beer in hand, the water lapping at the dock under a late September sky. The chaos feels distant now, like a storm I weathered and walked away from, stronger for it. My phone's quieter these days. Blocked Lauren everywhere, kept Chloe's number for updates, and let the rest fade. I'd built my life from nothing once. Now I'd rebuilt it from her wreckage. And damn, it felt good. Chloe's last text came yesterday. Lauren's still a train wreck. Moved back with mom and dad who barely talk to her. She's lurking your posts, Ethan. Hope you're loving this. I was not out of spite. Okay, maybe a little, but because I'd taken back what was mine. My money, my pride, my future. The fallout had been nuclear, sure, but it was her mess now. Her parents sold their second car, scrambling to pay off the $30,000 wedding debt she'd saddled them with. Tom called me again last week, quieter this time.
Почему-то у нас в обществе так сложилось, что неудачи и ошибки имеют негативный оттенок. Это считается очень плохо. Смотрите, с точки зрения достижения цели и получения каких-то благ, неудачи и ошибки — это, конечно, плохо. Но с точки зрения саморазвития, неудачи и ошибки — это самый главный источник вашего саморазвития, вашего самосовершенствования. К сожалению, со школьных лет нам и вообще все наше воспитание вбивает нам в голову, что неудачи и ошибки — это плохо. Плохо быть двоечником, плохо не знать что-то, плохо совершать ошибку, плохо, когда у тебя неудача и так далее. На самом деле, вот эти все неудачи и ошибки являются именно тем фундаментом, который вас обучает. Это, я бы сказал, лучшие учителя вашей жизни. Я бы поговорил с собой молодым о том, что не бойся неудач и ошибок. Какие последствия от этого? Чем больше вы боитесь неудач и ошибок, тем больше парализуется ваша деятельность. Прямой путь к вашим успехам и к вашим достижениям — это активная деятельность. Ну и, конечно же, не просто активная деятельность, но и активная деятельность, построенная на стратегии. Кстати, о стратегии я делал выпуск, обязательно посмотрите выпуск про стратегию. Ошибки и неудачи удерживают вас от активных действий. Они как бы вас парализуют. Измените ваше отношение к ошибкам и неудачам. Примите их как благо, примите их как своих учителей. Вообще, в этой жизни я заметил так, все, что нам больно, некомфортно, то идет нам на благо. И самое интересное, это касается не только вообще ошибок и неудач, это касается всего. Правда, она, как правило, больна и некомфортна, но она дает нам благо или улучшает нас. Ошибки и неудачи тоже самое. И даже в пище посмотрите, все, что невкусно, то полезно. То, что вкусно, то либо вредно, либо ведет к полноте. Еще одно, на чем бы я сделал акцент, разговаривая с собой молодым в отношении неудач и ошибок, я бы предостерег себя от совершения только двух типов ошибок. Первые ошибки — это повторяющиеся ошибки. И, к сожалению, я в своей жизни тоже сделал очень много повторяющихся ошибок. И второй тип ошибок — это ошибки с необратимыми последствиями. Вот всегда будьте внимательны в этом отношении, особенно когда вы принимаете решение, всегда задавайте себе вопрос. Это повторяющаяся ошибка или это у этого решения последствия обратимы или необратимы? Поэтому то, что касается неудач и ошибок, это благо, за исключением двух видов ошибок: повторяющихся и ошибки с необратимыми